the opportunity arose one day in the central city. Tracy had a talk and said, hey, there could be some interesting opportunities in Central City. I'd done my apprenticeship on the North Shore, learning all about managing subbies, about real estate agents and all that sort of thing, and I just needed to apply those skills and techniques to the Central City. So Tracy and I had a walk up Queen Street one day, and I always remember this vividly. So Tracy and I walked up Queen Street. She says, you know, there's a lot of people getting out of Central City apartments at the moment. We've come through the boom, we're having the slowdown. A lot of people have paid too much off the plans, they're now settling, they can't settle, and the value has dropped significantly. I wonder, that sounds really similar to today actually. So that's a similar market, strategies and techniques that we used back then, we're just using now. I've been through a number of these cycles. I can see what's coming and what we do and don't do in this market. So Trace and I walked up Queen Street, and she says, you know, Grant, in a few months' time you could walk up Queen Street and you could name every building manager, how many apartments are in each building, which are residential and which aren't. And I'm going, no way. Houses, sections, I like some grass. You know, I like a garage, I like to be able to park where I want to park on the street and all that sort of thing. Are you sure? And thought about it for a few days, and I thought, I'll have a bit of a look. So there was a number of mortgagee auctions happening back in the early 2000s of mortgagee auctions for apartments with people who couldn't settle and all that sort of thing, or who had settled and couldn't afford it. There was a lot of shenanigans go on with the developers when they were selling properties off the plans. There's a lot more protection now, which is fantastic for novice investors and seasoned investors. I spent 6 months before I purchased anything in the central city. And believe you me, even after 6 months of going through so many apartments, meeting so many real estate agents, going to open homes, getting all that information and market knowledge, which is crucial, becoming a market expert, 6 months before I purchased my first apartment, I still remember this vividly. Went to this auction, it was a number of auctions, mortgagee, and I purchased a 21 square metre studio for $75,000 back in 2003. Had the biggest ever buyer's remorse in my life. Came out of there shaking, and what the heck have I done? Even with 6 months of market knowledge and all that sort of thing, I had no one to rely on. It was just Tracy and I. There was no one else to go to for advice or help. You just had to learn and make the mistakes and go from there. So a number of years later, that property doubled in value. We sold it and used that money to invest in other things as part of our review of the portfolio, which we do on a regular basis. So it really wasn't a bad purchase at all. But all of us at some stage in our career in investing in property will have buyer's remorse at some stage. I got it out of the way very early on, because once I'd gone and redigested the numbers and worked out what was going on, this was actually a really, really good property. Once I settled down, I had my number and I stuck to